I'm too old to be an idol. Seriously, I'm too old to be an idol. I am that rich, spoiled brat. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The next day I was trying to poop. I can't even sit. When my friends bring their friends, I was like, oh, so awkward. I don't hate you, but I don't know what to say. Also, educational system there and here, it's like completely different. And also, it's a master degree. Campus bar really cheap, and it's the best place to exchange knowledge.
How was it?
Hell.
This is Comedy Featuring. My name is Vic and welcome to the show. Our guest today has been known for so many things. At one point, he's known for being cute because he was a Chula Cute Boy. And then he's known for being smart because people saw his vlogs and his videos on his YouTube channel. And he's doing his master's degree in London. So he's not just cute, but cute with the IQ. And then he's known for being a talented young actor from his acting roles like Hun Payon or Napsip Teju. And today he's also known for having founded his own artist management company. And I guess from now on, he'll also be known as someone who's been on comedy because he's here with us today. So let's go say hi. Sawasdee up,
Hi. I'm flattered.
You should be flattered.
You have done a lot of homework, right?
Of course. But you should be flattered because you have done so many things. How are you doing these days?
As I'm working a lot and I'm having a lot of things to do in my days, and I've been encountered with a lot of problems, a lot of things I need to find the solutions for, trying to solve each puzzle every day and things. So I'm busy, but all the puzzles are fun.
Yeah,
so,
because you're not just doing one thing, but many things wearing so many hats, and each hat has its own function. Like you're not just acting, you're not just being an idol but you're also...
I'm too old to be an idol.
Seriously,
I'm too old to be an idol.
All right. So, but yeah, you're something people look up to and follow works, right? But you're also an executive. You run your own company now too. So yeah.
With the help of my own manager.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't do it alone.
Okay.
To be honest, I can't do it alone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's a good team that we count on always, right? Yeah. Why don't we start with your latest work, like the series that people love so much? It's a series that tell us about that. My Stand In, right?
Because the iQIYI team is sitting right here.
Oh, hi.
So we need to talk about it a little more.
Yeah.
So my latest work is My Stand In ตัวไหนตัวแทน which is aired on iQIYI. I think it's already completed, 12 episodes, so you guys can go rewatch it on iQIYI.
And binge the whole thing. That's what I'm going to do too.
Binge the whole thing.
So for someone who has no idea what it's about, can you give us a brief idea of what it is?
A stand-in. A stand-in.
Yeah.
Who fell in love with a rich, spoiled brat. Right?
Yeah.
Something happened that the stand-in died. During an accident during filming. Okay. And then he came back. Like his soul came back into another body. In another body.
Okay.
And you guys need to go watch.
Yeah, what's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, so a lot of drama, of
there's
course,
a lot of
romance.
Yes, and one thing I like about it is all the action scenes.
Ooh.
Yeah, all the action scenes are nice. Very, very, very nice.
Yeah.
When I saw it, after the post-productions, I was stunned.
This looks so good.
Oh my, this is so nice. This is so nice.
And I guess you got to do some of the stunts and
no, not at all.
Okay.
I am that rich, spoiled brat.
But did you want to? If you could choose to have some action scenes?
I tried. I went to the action workshops.
Okay.
With my partners. And I went there once and never more. The next day I was trying to, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The next day I was trying to poop, right? I can't even sit.
Okay. All right.
All my muscles are sore, and I was like, oh man. I cannot sit.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it to my partner, Poom.
Yeah. So Poom got to do all the fun stuff. Did he enjoy it?
I think he enjoyed it very much.
Okay.
I think he enjoyed it very
Alright.
much. And he
Cool.
always sent me like videos of him doing all the stunts work. And I was like, P-up, how was it? I was like, dude, that was so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So I guess you have to go and find out by watching the whole thing, which is available right now on
Yes.
iQIYI, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And
So
you
please,
don't have to wait. You can
You don't
just
have to wait.
Yeah.
You can
watch
go
the
there
whole
and
thing.
subscribe your VIPs. And you can binge watch 12
Yeah.
series, 12 episodes of the series.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So you have read the manuscript, or actually, it started from the stories, which is the Chinese version.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
So you when you read it and then when you watch it, how much of a difference do you think there is?
Actually, the novel from the Chinese versions, it's very famous. To be honest, it's
Yeah,
very famous.
that's what I heard too.
And I was really pressured.
Oh yeah.
When you try to adapt all the novels into a series, which is crafted in Thailand,
Right.
you need to change a lot of elements, right?
True.
Like some elements, you need to make it more comfortable in Thai culture.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cultural references.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of changes in the series, and but it's still fun. It's still
Yeah.
fun.
So your character you've mentioned before, that is a spoiled brat, right? So obviously that's an annoying part of this character, but
I think so.
But would you say there's something lovable about this guy? Like which part of him that you like?
Maybe at the end. At the end of
at the end, okay.
At the end of the shows. But,
All right, okay.
But I can see so many fan clubs like tweeting. Oh no, not tweeting. Xing. Tweeting a lot of words. Like, oh my god, why is he like this?
Yeah.
It's even in Thai, like Thai bad words. But I really enjoy reading it.
Yeah.
Because I learned a lot of new bad words in Thai. It was fun because when you know that people are into that character,
Yeah.
people who are watching it are really into that, into the character, into the storyline, into the series.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is how success feels like somehow,
Yeah,
right?
because it means you're doing a good job portraying that
Yeah.
character. Yeah, people are supposed to feel this way.
Yeah, people are
toward
supposed to
him.
feel this
Yeah.
way. Right.
And how about the other character?
Okay, my partner Poom, right? He's playing Joel, right? And Joel is like this good guys who can always be relied on and always sending all the positive vibes and things to people around. So
Yeah.
I'll not say this character have no annoying parts, but
Ooh.
it's really lovable.
So super green flag.
Yeah, so
No
green
red
flags.
flags.
I'm the red flag.
So red.
Yeah, so red.
Yeah.
The super green flag character is like it's so lovable.
Yeah.
Even I myself, when I read the script, I was like, oh, this guy is so good.
Yeah.
This guy is so good.
Yeah.
How can someone not fall in love with this guy?
Yeah.
It's like he can be relied on. He can
Yeah.
always help you. He's a stunt man. He's very strong.
Yeah.
He's lovable. He's always giving good vibes to people.
Yeah.
And always showing like positive thoughts and things.
Yeah.
I was like, this is super nice guys. Yeah.
But somehow the chemistry is there. Because
Yeah.
sometimes we need the opposite
Yeah.
to attract each other, right?
Yeah. Because we always go for the red flag guys.
I know, and we should have known better, but no, we're not learning anything from
It's fun.
anything from our friends from the novels that we have read.
No.
We're talking about the concept of the stand-in, so being
Right.
a substitute
right.
for someone.
Yeah.
Do you think it's that bad to be a stand-in? What if you are in a relationship with a great person, right? And you found out later that, oh, this person loves me because I'm like his
Someone
or her
else?
ex. Yeah. How would you feel about that in real life?
That bad.
Really?
Seriously, that bad.
So it's bad.
That bad.
Okay.
It's about the respect. Like, I respect people. I respect human as a human. I respect you as you. I respect everyone as someone and as an individual.
Yeah.
And I don't want to give advice, but yeah, walk away, please.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty hard, right? Because
Yeah.
that person might argue that, oh, I'm not seeing you as a substitute, but
Yeah.
I just happen to like this kind of person, and you just happen to be like the other, my ex.
Ah,
Yeah.
hurt.
It still hurts, right?
Hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So never a good idea to be a
Never a good
substitute.
idea. Never a good idea.
No, you really want to be the real one, right?
Yeah,
the
always.
real deal.
I think everyone wants to be the real one.
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
In the relationships,
Yeah.
you always want to be the real one.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be you. In a relationship, I want to be myself as much as I can.
Yeah.
So if you love me, you gotta love me from
Yeah.
who I am, who I really am.
Yeah. So what are you like in a relationship? Is it the same as your like usual self, or when you're in love, you turn into another character?
It's like my friends always told me like up when you're in love, you always like take good care of them, like really, really good care. But your bad side, your dark side is that you don't talk at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know how to say it.
Like sweet talk to someone.
Yeah.
or
I try to take care of them like really much.
you show
Very
by
much,
your action, but not your words.
Yeah. I'll try. I'll
Okay.
try. I tried.
I see. So most of the time, do you want to be approached, or do you want to chase after someone?
I don't know how to chase after someone, but I'm gonna chase after someone.
Ooh, okay. So that
Yeah.
person must have something that make you want to chase
Yes.
after.
Like if I'm approached, I can be really awkward. Because I don't know what to say or
okay.
what to talk about. And
Okay. Do you get shy when you?
I get shy a lot. I get
okay.
shy a lot.
I see.
Like when my friends bring their friends. Oh, I'm sorry. When my friends bring their friends, I was like, oh, such awkward. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't hate you, but I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I don't hate you, but I don't know how to start the
I don't know how to
conversation.
start, right.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's better. It's a better idea if you do the chasing,
Yeah.
because at least you're in control and
Yeah, I
you
know.
know what
Yeah.
you want now. Okay.
Yeah, I always want to be in control.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you imagine yourself to enjoy this kind of work when you were, let's say, 10-year-old? So as a 10-year-old, what were your hopes and dreams then?
I just want to be in a Scooby-Doo movie. I just want to
Really?
catch like fake ghosts and things.
Oh, really?
And watching Ghostbuster was a thing for me.
I
Yeah.
see. So it's still about acting, like being in the movie, but like having fun.
I just want to be the cartoon and stuff.
Okay, so this is not acting as an art, but as a fun
as a
thing
fun wing,
to
as a
do.
fun thing
Oh,
to do.
okay.
Yeah.
So when was the first time, like at which point of your life that you kind of see your future self? Like, oh, okay, now I can kind of see myself doing this for a living.
I think it's my first year in the university in communication arts. Actually, when I was grade 12, I was preparing for the university, right? And my seniors came back to the schools and I was asking him that, hey, how's life in university? How's communication arts? And then I went to another seniors and I was like, hey, how was your life in university? How is it in economics? I was
Yeah.
like, it's like two faculties I try to apply, which completely different.
Right.
Economics, math again,
Yeah.
and communication arts.
No math.
No math. No math. Love it. But actually, there was a statistic class, which
Yeah, I remember that.
which I was living in a living hell. Yeah, and they all said it's fun in the university. It's fun. You just play around, try to catch all the classes and things. But at the end, when I was trying to apply it for communication arts, I went to the faculty buildings and I saw all the students and like all the seniors and they are all doing these activities which looks really, really fun. I was like, okay, this is my place.
This is my kind of people.
This is my kind of people.
I belong here.
Yeah. So yeah, I apply to communication
Yeah.
arts.
So you know from like actually going to the place and feel the vibe.
Yeah, I start from scratch, and I work a lot. I work with myself a lot. I paid for my acting class. I try to study more about acting and things, and then it get more interesting and more interesting.
Yeah.
Each time I go to work.
I see.
And I learn something new always in every work. And yeah, so when I graduated, I gap a year and try to work in this industries. And then I learned that I somehow love working in this industry.
Yeah. Being in front of a camera.
Not only in front, but also behind the camera.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of jobs, right? When you're working in the entertainment industry, right, you can see that there's a lot of people doing that jobs. There's a cameraman, there's lighting guys, there's sound guy. There's a lot of work
You
to
have
be done.
tried them
Yeah,
all.
I have tried a lot, and
see.
I was like, for now, I was like, I know what's going on in this entertainment industry, but there's still so much a lot to learn more. But also, I understand all the stuffs and things. So I think I grew up pretty well. I want to thank myself though,
Yeah. Oh.
for doing all the hard works. Yeah.
Yeah. And at that point, I bet you kind of saw yourself like working in this industry for real, right?
Yeah.
Maybe this is the profession for me.
Yeah. But
And
actually,
yet when
I gave a year and then I went to study.
Yeah. And you went to London. You went and do your master's in what?
International studies and diplomacy.
Okay. Where did that come from?
Long story short, I read a book about stopping wars, like wars on wars. So it's like
So it got you interested in
I got
politics?
interested. Yeah, I got interested in actually in
Like international relations?
yeah, international relations, and it's. I think from that book, I see the world as a connections. Like from this series of events, it happened for reasons, and then something gonna happen. When you look back into history, like this event happened because of this event, and I was like, oh, this is fun. It's like somehow you can predict the future. Can I do this?
Yeah.
That's the only questions in my mind.
What
before
was
going
it
to
hard
them.
for you to even apply to this?
It was hard because actually they only accept like students from the relevant field.
Okay.
Like you need to study like international studies before.
Yeah,
And
for your bachelor.
Yeah,
and
for
then
your
you
bachelor.
can continue.
Or you need like 2 or 3 years of work in some this industry.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I got my role model back then when Leonardo DiCaprio won the Oscar, and he went up to the podium and talked about the climate change, right?
So it was around that time.
And wildlife. Yeah, it was around that time. I was like so inspired. So I wrote my SOP, right?
Yeah.
SOP to apply. Like I was like, okay, I work in this industry, and I just want to use my professions and the knowledge I will gain from your university to make something happen.
Yeah.
I know they might accept me from this.
Yeah.
I guess
That would make a great...
because
like,
my grade is like, okay, my GPA is not that high, so
Okay.
so it's pretty hard.
But
to
you've
get.
got interesting backstory, I would say, because one thing I know about the academics is like they're not just like straightforward. They want diversity. They want people from like different walk of life. So they can make a good mixture for the learning experience or environment over there. So I think you would make a great choice too. Yeah, I would pick you too. Like, wow, this guy from this industry and still want to do this.
First 2 months,
How was it?
hell. Also, educational system there and here, it's like completely different. And also, it's a master degree, so it's really different from the bachelor degree I studied. And every classes, it's like you gotta do seminar, and also like 30 minutes of teaching from the teachers, and also another 2 hours of seminar, like in a group seminars.
Yeah.
Like all my classmates, right? They're all from this field. Someone worked at the UN for like 10 years and then came to study.
Wow.
And someone graduated from like the very well-known university in Paris and in France, right?
Yeah.
Like international relations and things, and all of them have their own goals. Many people work in organizations and things like non-profit organizations, NGOs and things. And I was like, me, myself, from Thailand,
right.
have no single international relations
like experience whatsoever.
At all. I was like, I spent 2 months reading like theories, international relations theories and things.
Yeah.
Like 2 months, 2 whole months.
Yeah.
To be able to do seminar with others. It's like first 2 months I don't understand things. So I went back home and study every day. And I caught up somehow.
Wow, but 2 months. I would say that's pretty quick for someone who had zero background to to catch up. Yeah, wow. Yeah. Good job, actually.
Oh, thank you.
But what
it was
happens?
hard, really.
I know, but
really
what happens after 2 months? After you kind of caught up, then did things get better or
it gets better.
like smoother in terms of like learning and studying?
It gets better.
Okay.
Like I got more friends. First of all, I got more friends.
Yeah.
And
that would help a lot, right?
That helps
because
a lot.
You
That
get to
helps a lot.
study with them. You have to do seminars with them.
And people are fun. Like they're all fun. In the campus, right? There'll be a bar in campus, and which is really cheap, like comparing to outside.
Yeah.
Comparing to other bars in London. Campus bar really cheap, and it's a best place to exchange knowledge.
Ooh, yeah.
Like you can see, like during the day, people like drinking beers and like talking about an event, like the recent events during that time, and I was like, oh, this is fun. This is really fun, and it gets more fun. Like each day, I go to the campus, and I was like, this is the place I learn a lot. My visions like really expanded.
Yeah.
And I really learn a lot. But one thing I learned, like I still think about it pretty much every day, is that you gotta stop label something. Like labeling is gonna fix your thoughts onto just that narrow perspective you have.
Yeah.
So if you label this as a share, it's gonna be a share for you.
You would only sit on it.
Yeah, but if you stop labeling it, you can use it as so many things. Just like when you are talking to someone, if you label them as something, you're pre-biased. You gotta be pre-biased about them. So stop labeling. It's like one thing I learned a lot.
Yeah, that's a great lesson. Because once you label something, everything would be so limited, right?
Yeah.
You would be even pigeonholing people into their place, and they can only be this and nothing else. Yeah, and that would be a lot of like loss on opportunities too. I guess. Yeah. Wow. I love when learning happens outside the classrooms like this so much. Can we talk about something like a long time ago, which is happening to you too? Babel. Because we've seen that, and I think that was such a great idea for the show. So a lot of people from many places around the world get together, and they're not allowed to use English as the like center language, right? Yeah. And you have to struggle to like understand people using your own language. How fun was that?
It was really fun.
Yeah.
So I like that concept really much, right? It's like people, even though you are speaking your own languages, the idea of that human can always communicate with each other, no matter what barrier you have. That's the core idea, and I love that really much. And it's and the show really proved this idea. Like we even invented our own languages.
True.
Yeah. But please don't ask me because I forgot. I forgot all the words.
That happens like 7-8 years ago, right? A long time ago.
No matter the language barrier, no matter the cultural barriers and things, we can always communicate and we can always work on something to make it work.
Yeah. That is so amazing for a human being, but it's up to us that we would choose to communicate or not, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't want to talk to some of the guys that we don't like or
Yeah.
we feel like they're too different from us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Prejudice, right?
stop labeling.
Stop labeling.
Stop
That's
labeling.
such a great
Stop
lesson.
labeling.
That is so good.
Yeah.
So fast forward to today when you were done with your master's degree a long time ago, and now you're still studying PhD. So you're
Yeah.
not done with like education,
Yeah.
obviously.
After my master, I think my vision has been expanded like a lot, and I see the world differently from that one year. That one whole year changed me a lot. No matter what your professions are, what you study tend to be the lens that you look through it in your professions. Like I myself, I work in entertainment industry, right? But I will have this lens that it's international relation lens that I look through it, and that makes you you. That's always makes you you. When I came back, right, I was like, I think my vision is expanded, but I still want to know more about certain things. Like something I could do, or I could make things better in my own country. So I applied for the international developments.
Wow.
In political science.
Right.
One skill I picked up from studying PhD is fast reading.
Fast reading.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to read a lot and
it's not the skimming, it's fast reading. It's like whole
Yeah.
different methods, but yeah, you have this like one book a week and also 10 to 20 articles a week to read about.
right.
I was like, how can I finish the book and 12 or 15 articles in a week? I was like, no way.
Yeah.
So I pick up like a book called Fast Reading Techniques and things.
I see.
Actually, you can find it in all the bookshops in Thailand.
Does it
in
help?
Bangkok. Yeah, it's helped a lot. It's helped a
Wow.
lot when because okay, one thing I read English ever since I was young, right? Like I read books in English ever since I was young, but I don't speak quite much. But I read a lot, and when you read, the book said that, not me. Okay.
Yeah.
You stop your reading skills when you are in grade 2 or 3.
Oh, really?
You stop to develop your reading skills
Okay,
during
okay.
grade 2 or 3, because during grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, right, you are grouping words. Like CAT is cat, right? DOG is dog. So you're reading word by word. You're grouping letters into words during that 1 or 2 years. And then during grade 3 or grade 4, you are now reading words by words, and you are saying it out loud. You can practice speaking from that too, right? But once you start reading it out loud, you stop reading faster because you need to read it by the pace you are reading in your head.
Your mouth needs to catch up
Yeah.
with your eyes.
Yeah, and it goes subconsciously into your head that when you're reading, a dog is running toward the door, and that's what constrains you from reading faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of registered in your mind that this is the speed.
Yeah, this is the speed.
My
right?
top speed
Yeah,
in reading.
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you can get rid of that voice in your head, you're gonna read faster. And the second technique is that when you group words together, you see it as a picture. Like one sentence in a book might consist of like 10 or 12 to 15 words, right? But if you group it like 3 words together, 4 words together, 3 words together, you're reading that sentence in just 3 glances. 1, 2, 3. So it's becoming faster.
Wow.
And it's very easy to practice. So you guys please do.
I was going to say it must be hard to practice because in my mind, this is not easy.
Actually,
but you said it's easy.
Worst thing, the hardest thing in practicing speed reading is that sound in your head.
Okay.
It's
Just
that
get
sound
over
in your
it.
head.
Get over it, the sound in
I
your head.
try to count instead of saying it out loud in my head.
Okay.
I count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in my head, but I'm reading the words. Yeah.
And you're doing this to survive your
I'm doing this to
PhD.
survive my PhD.
Because you need this.
Yeah.
You need this. But it is so good because this is like the best like drive for you to do something.
And it's fun. And it's fun. To be honest, it's fun. Right?
Yeah.
And now reading book is more interesting because you finish your book faster.
Wow.
And you every book you pick up all the thing you're interested in, right? You are not gonna take up all the 100% of the books. Anyways, but
right.
you're gonna pick up some of the things you're interested in that book. So reading books become more interesting. Right? Because you finish it faster.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So a lot of people still read, guys. Give it a shot. In case you're just like watching videos and scrolling like shorts video on TikTok or something like that. Yeah, reading's still fun.
Reading's still fun.
Yeah.
Reading's
cool.
Still fun.
So let's do another thing that is fun. So we have a mini game for you.
Okay.
So of course it's called My Stand In.
Okay.
The obvious game, right? Okay. So I would love to ask you about something and find out if you have a stand-in for your top pick or your most favorite. All right. So for example, what would be your most favorite travel destination?
Actually, I love the beach.
Okay.
I love the beach.
Any specific?
I don't have any specific beach. I just want to be at the beach.
I see.
like listen to the sound of the waves and things, and it's just completely relaxing. I love it. I love it so much.
I love it too. So
I'll say Thai southern part beach will be my top priority.
Okay, all right. So what I'm gonna do is I'll try to guess your second best. Okay, but you have to give me hints too. Okay. If you don't get to, for some reason, don't get to go to the southern beach of Thailand, what would be your most like second favorite? Give me some hints. I'll try to guess.
It's an island.
It's an island?
It's an island.
Okay.
I guess. I'm not quite sure, but I think it's an island.
But it's in Thailand, right?
It's not in Thailand.
It's not in Thailand.
Not in Thailand.
Okay. It's one of the most like famous destination, right?
It's famous.
Okay. And it's like tropical. Like of course it's tropical. Not like the cold sea.
No.
Okay.
No, it's tropical.
Maybe I would try to guess. Is it Fiji?
Almost.
Almost? Oh. Okay. So it's not Fiji.
It's a famous, but not that like Maldives famous thing.
Oh, not Maldives. Famous. Okay. So is it like a huge island? Huge place? Or like small?
I don't really know.
You don't really know?
Like it's huge or it's small.
People speak...
I guess it's an island.
Okay.
Okay, let me check. Okay, I don't have my phone. So, but
people speak English there? Or
I think so. I think so.
So is it in Europe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It's not like England, is it?
No.
Okay. It's like people go there mainly.
Okay, if I'm wrong, sorry guys.
Okay, this place. Give me the starting letter.
B.
B. Wow. The island that would start with a B.
Is it an island? I don't know.
Okay. It's not also the name of the country, is it?
No.
Okay.
Or maybe I don't know.
Okay, how many syllables are there?
Maybe 4.
4? Oh God, so hard. Anything else you can give me?
Okay, I'll say it because it's too hard. It's too hard.
What is it?
Bora Bora.
Bora. Okay.
My mom told me about this place, and I was like, oh, it's like one of my goals to visit there.
Okay.
Like once in my life.
Let's do another one. Okay. What is your most favorite food? Like thing
my favorite
to eat.
foods. I'll say. Actually, I can eat anything. Yeah, I'm not picky.
Okay.
I can eat anything, but I'll say like,
one of the most favorite.
Sushi.
Sushi.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sushi.
All right. I will get your stand-in now. Okay.
Okay,
if you
okay.
can't eat,
if not sushi,
if you cannot have sushi anymore, what would be your second most favorite food to eat?
It's quick.
It's quick?
It's quick.
Wow. It is quick. It's like instant noodle.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. So you eat a lot of ramen noodle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like ramen noodles, but okay, my dad and my mom don't like me eating that a lot.
Yeah. Too much MSG for you.
But MSG is the flavor.
I know, umami, right? We need that.
Yeah,
okay.
because when I was young, I used to nag my mom a lot, like, it's like 9 at night and I was like I was so young so 9 is really late kind of late
Yeah.
right I was like nagging my mom can I have this instant noodle please I want to eat instant noodle and my
Yeah.
mom was like no I was like please okay we share half
Oh,
so I share an instant noodle with my mom like 9 p.m.
wow.
I was like yeah but I don't care much about my weight back then so
She's a great mom. I think.
yeah.
Okay. You can have it, but you have to share with me.
yeah so
Yeah.
okay I'll tell you guys how I eat instant noodle though
Ooh, you have your like.
first I start with boiling the water right and then you cook your instant noodle okay everyone cooks the same way right just the boiling water and then you put all the MSG in there right and I will wait
Okay, how long?
for like 10 minutes
That is too long.
for it to cool down and
So
the-
you don't eat it hot?
and the noodle will blow up
I
like
know.
a lot I was like this is the thing
Really? Oh, you like that the noodle
yeah
because it would double in like volume.
Yeah, I need a volume, and then my mom would divide it into half, and she would take her half, and then and it will be left only half, right? I was like, okay, I'll first eat the noodles, and then the leftover water,
Oh.
I'll bring it to the rice cooker, open the rice cooker, and I just take all the rice and put it in there.
Ooh.
I eat rice with the instant noodles water.
Because
Love it.
I heard because I have never eaten that, but yeah, I've heard a lot of people like that too. Like
Love it.
Put rice and finish it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good recipe.
Yeah.
Okay. Last thing I want to talk to you about is your business because now you have your own company that you co-founded with a friend, your partner, right? So tell us about what this company does.
Once we started, actually, it's more than that. Like it's a lot more than that because once you see the opportunities, you always take it, right? Once you see the opportunities and you know that you have the potential to do it, so you just grab it.
Yeah.
Right. You just grab it and actually we did a lot of things like 2 or 3 years.
And for yourself and for other artists that you manage to.
We have the artist management. We also do productions, and we also produce a series like last
see.
year's. And yeah, we did a lot of things, and it's really, really tired sometimes.
It kind of expands into doing like much more than you
much
set
more
out
than I
for.
thought.
Yeah.
Like as a first place, I thought it's gonna be like an artist management kind of company. So it's like we're gonna go find someone with the potential so they come and act, and we'll send them into the series, into like movies and things. But yeah, once we saw the opportunities,
Ooh, that
we're
looks
gonna
like
take
fun.
We're
Let's
gonna
do
take
it.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah.
So let's do it. And then, oh my God, stress, pressure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just take good care of yourself too, because your fan wouldn't want to see you like getting sick or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they still want you to have fun, even though they want to see more from you. Like, do the concert, do the fan meet. Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of fan meets.
Yeah, we're having fan meets
Yeah,
too.
you're having fan meets, but not just in Thailand too.
Yeah.
Right. So first of all, you're gonna be having this first fan meet in Thailand
On 24th.
of this month, with
24th
this
of this month. Yeah,
August.
this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Then
you're gonna go like internationally.
internationally
Yeah.
tour.
Ooh, you'll have an international tour too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how excited are you?
Excited? Yes. Excited? Check. Stress?
Yes.
Check.
Also, they always come
there's
together.
A lot of practice going
Yeah.
on right now, and we're trying to do our best. Not just me, but also all the actors. We are trying to do our best.
Okay.
Like we practice a lot. And
Yeah.
yeah, for you guys. So stay tuned for more information on iQIYI and also on YYDS official. Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, if they already follow you on that several platforms,
Yeah.
you will keep them posted
Oh, yeah,
also.
yeah, I'll keep them updated.
Okay. All right, last but not least, I ask this to all my guests because our show is called Comedy, right?
Okay,
so
okay.
we'll be interested in each person's word, like favorite words, even though it's in Thai or in English or in other language that they speak. So I would ask you the same thing. Do you have any favorite words?
As I said when we started, right? I'm gonna think along the way, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say labeling.
Labeling. Oh, okay.
Labeling.
Yeah. Even though it's something that you should not be doing, but it's something that you have to keep in mind.
Yeah.
That do not do this.
Yeah. I don't like. One thing I also learned from my studies in international relationships and international relations and international studies field. One thing is that you gotta take yourself out. Be a third person. Look at the events in the most middle way you can do. So you can see both sides clearly. That's why you need to step out somehow and look into that.
Like be impartial.
Yeah.
I see.
And try not to be pre-biased on something. Yeah.
I learned a lot from you and I have fun talking to you today.
I had fun talking to you too.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and if you have anything happening in the future, just don't hesitate to come back.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, and we can talk some more.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
ขอบคุณครับ
ขอบคุณครับ
สวัสดีครับ
ขอบคุณนะครับ